We are here with DeAnna, and we're going to be talking about the 9 questions. It's all about spiritual awakening. So, in 9 minutes, we're going to ask a whole load of questions, and you'll be able to see the questions above or below the video. And each of our members, we are actually giving them questions. Okay, so welcome, DeAnna.
Thank you.
Okay, so let's get right into it. So the first question is when was your first spiritual experience?
I will say, as a child, my family was always both spiritual and a little bit religious. So I came up being supported in spiritual things as well.
Super. Okay, great. So what was your most profound spiritual experience?
I think, I've always found my spirituality in nature. But watching my baby sister play with angels, she lived kind of at a near-death state a lot, kind of taught me a lot about seeing the otherworldlies, if you will. But in nature is where I found and actually started beginning to see the elementals, I guess, if you don't know that term, fairies, nature spirits, that sort of thing. So I'd say that is where I really had my most profound and continue to have my most profound experiences.
Great. Okay. Was it difficult or uncomfortable for you in any way?
I would say the main uncomfortable difficulty would be in people not understanding or not believing, that sort of thing. As a child, I thought everybody had these kinds of experiences, like I could see aura around people, and that's a gift, but I thought everybody could see it. So when I started talking about it, I realized that isn't really something necessarily safe to talk to everybody about.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially in those days when it wasn't as common as it is now. Yeah.
Correct.
Okay. What are the benefits that you've had from your spiritual experience?
Well, I would say it makes me a better person, and it makes me more interested in exploring life, particularly in nature. Um, what else? It's helped me help other people, understand not only their own personalities and related to the nature spirits, but also how to connect with them.
Great. Okay. Have you had any spiritual teachers or teachers that have been particularly important to your journey?
Well, I would say the first time I ever really heard articulated, I learned about a farm in the Netherlands somewhere called Feinhorn Farm, and they were working with the nature spirits and the angels, and so that's the first time I ever read a book that kind of said, okay, this is real, and this is something. Michelle Small Wright is another person. I've read numerous other spirituality books and practices, such as meditation, Tai Chi, yoga, those kinds of things.
Great.
But,
okay.
Yeah.
Go
ahead.
Okay. So what spiritual advice would you give to somebody who's just starting out in their spiritual journey?
I would say, at least from my experience, it's been an evolution or a spiral journey. But my advice would be to find something that really resonates with you, because in your heart and soul, what's what resonates, what really feels right, and follow those things.
Great. Okay. And so what advice would you give to somebody who's further along on their journey?
Just to continue to share, grow in with some like-minded people. And I would say one advice: never get stuck on knowing, thinking you know all that there is to know, because we're talking about a vast universe and vast amounts of knowledge that we can bring in. So, I would say don't get stuck in your own expertise or authority. Continue to explore.
Great stuff. Okay. And what's the key lesson that has stood out for you?
Mainly, I would say the key lesson for me is how to walk in the world at peace. And really, nature is my go-to. Now it's the ocean, which is also nature, of course. But, when I'm really connecting, I really feel much better, and it helps me focus on my daily task and things that I need to do in life, general, the mundane world life.
Yep, absolutely. Okay, and lastly, what's your favorite spiritual practice and how has it contributed to your spiritual awakening?
Well, I really like being in nature. I like being in gardens. Gardening to me is a healing practice as well as a spiritual practice. I like kind of setting up a special place for the nature spirits and just kind of leave that to be and just go visit and meditate by it.
Nice. Well, that sounds really great. Thanks so much for sharing with us, DeAnna. Thank you.
Well, I'm happy to be on, and I'm so glad to be a part of the Spiritual Awakening Circle. It's
Well,
a
we're
wonderful
happy to
group.
have you.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Take care. Bye,
Thank you.
everybody.
Bye.